Hi everyone, Mike here again from Ozone. So we're very quickly going to go through something today. Like the kids are officially off school, the vast majority of them, unless some are being punished and they're still in there. So a lot of people now are thinking about holidays. Some are doing staycations, some are going abroad. And because it's more affordable, a lot of people are going abroad and they're booking hotels and all this kind of stuff and water parks nearby and that kind of thing. So like I was saying to you last week, if you're watching the videos, I was back from holidays myself there. I went over to Portugal, and a couple of things, some advice for people who are possibly on holidays watching this, who are thinking about going on holidays. And for a lot of people, you know yourself, you're watching this video now and you're going, right, I've 2 weeks to my holidays, or 6 weeks, or I've 2 months. And a lot of people start training coming up to their holidays because they want to be as fit as they can. And in fairness, they give themselves very little time to do that. They do 2 or 3 months on the lead up when it should have been the last 2 or 3 years. So people going to mad panic coming into the holidays because they want to look good in their bathing suits, all that kind of thing. So, and that's fair enough. And I suppose where people, when people go on holidays, then what they find is that because they've worked so hard, they feel like they're going to cut loose on holiday. And that's fine. Look, I cut loose myself, but you can still make a few small, smarter choices, still enjoy your holiday without doing untold damage when you come back. And a lot of people who just go, I suppose, hell for leather in terms of eating and drinking and stuff, and they go on holidays, could easily come back with half a stone to a stone or more, just sheer amount of calories they're taking in. So that's really what we're looking today, guys, is your calories, right? So again, this isn't about, oh geez, you have to still eat really well on holidays to enjoy it. You don't. Nobody's going to do that, but it's just making maybe a few smarter choices. So let's say before you go on holidays, you're being really good and you porridge every day. When you go on holidays, a lot of people book hotels, and that comes with all you can eat breakfast. So you'll have sausage, sausages, bacon, hash browns, beans, all the meats, all the cheeses. And because it's all you can eat, that's what people go for. They'll just, we've paid for this now, we'll just eat as much as we can and start off the day as best we can. So like this is a massive difference in terms of the calories that you're going to be taking in. Like you're taking in sausages and all that kind of stuff, like the beans, like all these things will have sauces in it. They're all fried, cooked in heavy oils. The calorie content is going up super high. And as I said, it's not just, like if you were at home and you were given sausages and eggs, you'd stop at that. But because it's there and you can go back and no one's telling you to stop, you're going to keep eating excessive calories. And this is the first port of call for people. Like when I went over, this was all facing me as well. And as tempted as I was, I just left it at right. Again, I still kept thinking about, okay, I still want to keep my protein intake high and maintain what I had done before I went on holidays. So literally all I went for was the scrambled eggs, and I went for some of the lean meats, a small bit of cheese, and some wholemeal bread and that kind of thing. So you don't have to pig out completely. Just pick something good. Like, I know people say, oh, look, fruit and yogurt, and you've probably been doing that as well here with your porridge and probably sick of it, and that's fine. But so what I'm trying to get into your head is, eggs are good in protein. They're 80 odd calories per egg. A spoon or two of scrambled egg. If you want a sausage, that kind of thing. Just control it a bit more. Just don't keep going back and loading up on all those pastries as well. Don't get me started. I'm a bit of a pastry head when I go on holidays as well. So, have one or the other, but don't just keep loading up on breakfast, because this is where people start off. Now, other people will find that they might get up later in the day and they mightn't have breakfast at all, and that's fine. But then as you come in through the day, let's say you start off the day, you're not a breakfast person, you come on, you're going through, you're being active, you're walking around, that kind of thing. Often, and you might think that, well, who would have that first thing in the morning? And this is what, as you're walking around, it's hot, you're going over to Spain, you're going over to Portugal. In case you can't see that, that's ice cream. And again, I'm a guilty head for those Häagen-Dazs pots that you can make up yourself and add all these things into it. So you're walking around, you're going to get a bit of ice cream, it's hot, the kids might be around, you're going to get them a bit of ice cream. That might be mid-morning. So, like, again, on your porridge, you might have had, on your good days, you might have had fruit here. Been really good. Now that turns to ice cream. There's a massive difference, obviously, in calories straight away. Next thing, when you're coming into lunch then, and again, for a lot of places, one thing I noticed when I was on holidays, like you go into these kind of tourist-heavy spots, like we were in Vilamora, and people go into Albufeira and stuff. Like, you don't really go into the heart of Portugal if you just want convenience. But because it's convenience, it's a lot of carbs and a lot of the same food you'd eat here. So when you come into lunchtime, you might order sandwiches or whatever it is, and every sandwich you get comes with chips, and because chips are cheap and cheerful, you know, you give the kids a bowl of chips, you'll eat most of their chips because they probably won't eat them anyway, and you get chips yourself for your own lunch. So everything you eat seems to be chips, or, you know, it all becomes carb heavy. You've got spaghetti meatballs, you've got pizza, and that goes into dinner as well later on. So people eat all these things. It'll surprise you, like when I was over there, I was just being anal about it, and I was just watching what people were taking in. A lot of people, you know, they're eating burgers, all this very carb heavy stuff. But again, your lunch over here could have been, you know, could have been a wrap, could have been soup, could have been salad, all these things here. So your day is progressing in a nice balanced way here then, and you load up with loads of carbs, loads of chips. Like, chances are, guys, between these three here, for a normal person, like a pizza, just to give you an idea, a pizza here is the bones of 1,000 calories just on its own. So remember, if you were on a maintenance plan here and you were taking about 1,200 calories a day, this pizza here has nearly hit your limit already. So your ice cream that shoots up could be 400 calories or more, depending on what you put on it. Your breakfast could be another 400 or 500. Like, you're at 2,000 calories by lunchtime if you're taking. And this, you know, people are going, oh, who'd eat that much food? Because you're doing it, lads. You know, you're putting on a stone and a half stone. It's happening, you know. And then it's hotter then come after lunchtime, and you got ice cream, and then you might have dinner later on, and then after dinner you have more ice cream. So basically what's happening is all your calories here are just shooting up. And this is a daily thing, because remember, you're coming over to here to dinner, you might have, you know, you might have your meat, veg, maybe some spode, that kind of thing, if that's even an option. A lot of people, again, on a weight management plan might be taking in the carbs. And that could be it for the day. You might have a late snack of some nuts, yogurt, that kind of thing. And this is like a really clean day. And then you just go to town on your holidays, like, you know. So with all these things, right, you know, better options. Like, you're on, for a lot of people that fly out of Shannon, this video I'm talking about, where I flew out of Shannon to Portugal, you know, you're flying into the Mediterranean. Like, a lot of the food I went for come lunchtime, because, look, I had ice cream and I know I wanted ice cream, but I'm not going to have ice cream on top of all these carbs, because that's just going to ruin me as well. So you have to make smarter choices. So maybe cut out the ice cream mid-morning. That's probably a bit early for ice cream anyway. As I said, you're watching the breakfast options. Come lunchtime, you know, they have lovely salads, chicken Caesar salads, and people say, oh, sure, that sauce is high in calories. Yeah, it probably is, but it's better than taking in a whole pile of chips on top of your salad as well, or on top of your pizza and all this kind of stuff. So by having their salads, Mediterranean salads, and as they make some lovely smoked salmon salads, all I can just look for them, they're there, and get those, and then you won't feel as bad having your bit of ice cream afterwards, and you can enjoy it more. And then for your dinner, like, look at the same thing, like, order dinners, you know, fish-based dinners as much as possible. If you hadn't had any chips for dinner, put in a few chips, or for lunch, put in a few chips for dinner. So it's not that you have to cut it all out, but being a bit smarter by how you're taking it in. And plus, like, this is all ice cream and food. As one thing we haven't mentioned, and I'm going to talk about this in a separate video, is drinks and alcohol. Like, we're well past our calorie intake by ice cream after dinner. And some of you are going to go, like, you might have had a drink here at lunchtime. I know I'm all arrows here, but I hope you get the point. You might have had a drink at lunchtime, which I've had a gin and tonic. And then you go into the evening, you might have a few more. So you can see why the calories for people just start climbing and climbing and climbing, and it's hard to control it when this is every day and you're gone for 7 days. And then you come back, of course you're half a stone up or a stone up, depending on how bad this is. So, you know, just try and limit it down. You know, ice cream once a day, after your lunch or after your dinner, whatever it is. Salads, you know, nice kind of light foods. If you want a bit of dessert, then you haven't overloaded on carbs, your calories aren't gone up, and then you can enjoy a few drinks later on as well, okay? So, look, it's just about being really clever. I've done videos on drinks before, but I'm going to do another one just better ways of taking in lower calorie drinks so that you're not going to do as much damage as you're on holiday. So, if you like the video, guys, please share it, ruin somebody's holiday, and give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next video.